Do not listen. They do not care if you are innocent. The police are not your friends when you are being interrogated or held. They'll even try to lie and say that you're not being... You're just, this is just a formality. We don't think you really did it. Police are never your friends. All cops are... Remember this always, kids. Hey, guys. We're back for another Turnabout Tuesday. Sorry I missed the one last week. Was having some issues with my recording equipment, but we're back and I am so hyped. I'm pretty sure this is going to be the last one for this particular chapter, but we'll see. Let's jump right in. This is the defendant lobby, all right? But there's no defendant. I've been trying to reach Lana all morning. Where could she be? And where's Emma, for that matter? It almost seems as if something's been happening behind the scenes. Oh, it's Edgeworth! Knowing you, you've already figured it out. Who the owner of the 77777 ID number is, that is. Well, I have a pretty strong hunch. Yeah. Looks like I'm not the only one who's figured it out. The only reason this trial didn't reach a verdict yesterday is because there was still room for doubt regarding this ID record. If that number does belong to whom you suspect, then no doubt will remain. After all, he hasn't been officially charged with anything. True, not yet. In any event, once all doubt has been removed from that list, I can call for a ruling. 5 minutes, Wright, and Chief Prosecutor Skye will be found guilty. But she didn't do it! I figured you'd say as much. That's why I came here, to hear what you have to say. This is the first time he's ever done something like this. He knows that this is all effed up, but he's kind of caught in the middle of it. He's in the middle of the crossfire. Lana's hiding something, and the only way we'll ever know the truth is to draw it out of her. The truth. Everything goes back to the SL9 incident. Don't be stupid. Today's the last day of the trial. We don't have time to reminisce about the past. That depends on you. Oh? If she's found guilty, you'll lose your only chance to find out what really happened. Yes, entice him with the truth. He's gonna be curious. I'll think about it. Yep, we know how to play this man. See you in court, right? This is it. If I'm ever going to find out what Chief Gant has on her, it's now. Oh boy, I am probably gonna get really close, if not get an outright game over, so I'm gonna be spamming the save a lot. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Skye. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Normally, this is when the prosecution puts forth its opening statement. But before that, the police chief has a proposal to make. Oh Lord, what's this man up to now? Chief Gant. He materializes from thin air. He's a witch! Morning, folks. How's everyone doing? Hey, G, been back to the pool yet? No, I've been drowning enough as it is in my work. Oh, that's a good one. Don't think I can top that. If you don't mind me asking, Chief, exactly what is this proposal of yours? Him and the long silences. I hate them. Lana, that is to say the defendant, has asked me if she could speak directly to the court. She wants to do what? Having heard what she intends to say, I feel she should be granted her request. What are you blackmailing her with? Did you kidnap Emma? In the end, it should save everyone a lot of time and trouble. Don't trust him. Don't trust that phony smile of his. What's this all about, defendant? I'd just like to make one simple request, and I'll be finished. Well then, what's your request? Your Honor, I'd like you to put an immediate end to this trial. Huh? I confess to all charges against me. On February 21st of this year, I murdered Detective Bruce Goodman. in the underground parking lot of the prosecutor's office. No, Lana! Dang it!
Objection!
You can't. Your Honor, the defendant's claim does not change the defense's plea. In that case, Mr. Wright, she's gonna fire me, isn't she? I no longer require your services. Yep. But Lana! Your Honor, I hereby forfeit my right to an attorney. The prosecution may lack direct evidence against me, but it has sufficiently proven its case through testimony and circumstantial evidence. I would like you to render your verdict now, if you please. Well, the defendant certainly has the right to self-representation. Her request is legally valid, although this is an unprecedented situation. Indeed, it appears there's no further need to continue this trial, even if Mr. Wright may feel otherwise. This can't be happening. It appears the time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant... Oh. Yes! Edgeworth coming in clutch again! One moment, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution has not yet proven the defendant guilty beyond reasonable doubt. Any ruling at this stage would certainly be premature. Come now, Worthy. I understand this is a difficult time for you, but why don't you just be a good little boy and keep your mouth shut, He's like, if I'm going down swinging, bitch. I'll take you with me, that's my man! I don't think I care for your tone, Chief Gant. What? Creating another fabrication to cover up your past mistakes. Sorry, but I'm no longer the naive little boy you would have me be. Oh. With this sudden confession from the defendant, it's obvious to me some kind of deal was struck behind the scenes. Some kind of deal, Not everyone operates as you do, Worthy. I thought so. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to change its first witness. Oh? To whom? As its first witness, the prosecution would like to call Miss Emma Skye. Oh, yes, he had the same thought process that I did. I request the court hears her testimony. Oh. Mr. Edgeworth, I am exercising my right to self-representation. I don't think we need to continue. I don't care what you think, Miss Skye. Oh. The exposure of truth sometimes results in tragedy. However, no matter how tragic the truth may be, it would be an even greater tragedy to avert one's eyes from it. He's calling her out. Very well. The court shall grant the prosecution's request. That's okay with you, right, Chief Gant? Worthy. You'll live to regret this, mark my words. Miss Emma Skye, please take the stand. Looks like Edgeworth has decided to take the horse by the reins. Yes, he has. Like I said, this is why I love this guy. Oh, she looks sad and scared. Now then, witness, please state your name and occupation. My name is Emma Skye. My occupation? I'm Lana's little sister and I want to be a scientific investigator. 2 years ago, you encountered the serial killer Joe Dark of the Joe Dark killings. Is this correct? Yes. I'm trying my hardest to forget about that, though. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to recall those events one more time. Mr. Edgeworth, please remember this trial concerns the murder of Detective Goodman. Is an incident that was resolved 2 years ago really all that relevant? Yes, it most certainly is. Literally everything about this case has been tied to those murders, to that case. Well, okay then. He sure gave in fast. Yeah, he does that with Edgeworth. Now, please testify about what happened to you 2 years ago. The trip to yesteryear has finally begun. It's bound to lead to the truth behind this trial. Let's see what we can dig up. All right, what you got to say, Emma? I was waiting in my sister's office that day. A man came running in and took me hostage. Neil Marshall rescued me, but I'll never forget what I saw in that instant. The man raised up his knife and stabbed Mr. Marshall in the chest.
It's a good thing you weren't harmed.
I passed out. I don't remember much.
That's understandable. However, please tell me, Mr. Edgeworth, what does this testimony have to do with Detective Goodman's murder?
That will soon become apparent, Your Honor.
You've got to admire him for his courage, considering he has no evidence. Very well, the defense may begin its cross-examination.
I guess we still count as the defense.
Forget the fact that we were let go.
Okay, I guess we're just gonna press her a little bit. 2 years ago, the defendant was a detective at the police department, correct? Yes, she was second in command under the then Deputy Chief of Police Gant. My sister, she was the best detective ever.
Yes, I remember. Deputy Chief Gant and Miss Skye used to be quite the pair.
I believe they shared the same office. That's right. I'd always sit at my sister's desk and dream about playing that organ. I wanted to play it that day too. The police department and the prosecutor's office held a ceremony that day. Lana promised to take me to dinner after she finished her work. Man came running in and took you hostage. Let's see what you have to say about that. A man. Yes, Joe Dark. He was a serial killer. Joe Dark was brought in for questioning on the day of that ceremony. We were desperate to get anything out of him that would lead to an arrest.
When he saw his chance, he fled the room, right?
Upon fleeing the room, Dark proceeded to take the elevator. He must have been in a panic because the elevator was going up. Then he ran into Skye and Gant's office. There was a lot of noise coming from outside, so I opened up the door to have a look. That's when I saw him. Alright, rescued her. What was the prosecutor doing there? That day, there were 2 people present during Dark's questioning. Deputy Chief Damon Gant and Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Almost forgot about Gant. Neil Marshall had just received the King of Prosecutors Award. Young and dedicated, he went straight to the questioning room after the ceremony.
I assume that would also be why he was the first to run after Dark.
When Dark grabbed me, I thought I was as good as dead. And that's when Prosecutor Marshall came running in. I don't clearly remember what happened then, but never forget what you saw in that instant. Can you tell us about that? Mr. Marshall jumped on Dark. Just then, the lights went out.
The lights?
It was just about this time of year. There was a terrible storm going on and lightning struck nearby. So the electricity went out.
Wait a minute. If it was pitch dark in that room, you shouldn't have been able to see anything, right?
Right, but just then lightning flashed again outside. That sudden flash left an unforgettable image of the scene in my mind.
I see.
I told the detective about what I saw then. The detective? Yes, Detective Goodman. He was in charge of the case.
Detective Bruce Goodman, the victim. Alright, let's hear some more. So you spoke with Detective Goodman about this 2 years ago.
Yes, that's what's so scary about this trial.
And you told Detective Goodman about what you saw?
Yes, but at the time, the words just wouldn't come out. That's why I drew a picture.
A picture? Yes, I think she mentioned that before. Well, Mr. Wright, have you heard enough? Let's ask about the picture. This picture the witness drew, I believe it has a very important meaning. But the list of evidence I was given 2 years ago didn't contain a picture. Witness, would you mind if we added this statement to your testimony?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, drew a picture of that scene once, but it seems to have been lost. I think I know what it is. You drew a picture of the scene you witnessed, right? Yes, I wanted to do everything I could to help the investigation. I can still see it now, whenever I close my eyes.
That's strange. I took over the case after Prosecutor Marshall died, yet I never received any picture. Perhaps the witness is mistaken?
But I did draw it, I swear. I'm not just imagining it.
This picture that Emma drew, that reminds me. I guess I should check the evidence again.
Yeah, they're trying to spoon feed me because I'm pretty sure...
Let me see. Where was it?
See, yep. There's the picture on the other side. Just on the back of the evidence in magic marker. So yeah, okay, yep. So it's on the back of the evidence list. Oops, didn't mean to hit that again, my bad. Alright, let's continue.
The scene that imprinted an image in your mind. Can you please describe it to us?
The man raised up his knife and stabbed Mr. Marshall in the chest.
Okay. That must have been a real shock.
Even now when I close my eyes, I can still see it just as clearly.
Tell us, what were you doing at that moment? I believe you testified that Joe Dark was holding you hostage.
When lightning struck and the lights went out, Mr. Marshall just jumped on Dark. I was thrown aside and the two began wrestling each other. I'm pretty sure I was watching them.
Emma doesn't have any reason to lie, but Lana sure does. I need to get Emma to tell me as much about this as she can.
Alright, so I think we need to present it over the part where she talks about the picture. Yeah, over here.
Objection! Let's see. Mr. Edgeworth, this little girl put all her heart into drawing that picture. And yet you would insist on denying its existence?
Hey, come on, don't be mean to him, he's helping us.
Hey, I'm not the bad guy. All I'm saying is that as the prosecutor for that case, I wasn't handed such a picture.
That may well be, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Behold!
This is the evidence list for the SL9 incident?
Please turn it over, Your Honor.
Turn it over, turn it... Oh, what's this? Yes, what is that?
Hey, that's it! That's the picture I drew!
Indeed. Two men appear to be wrestling here. What's the meaning of this? What are you doing with that list?
Me?
Only the prosecutor in charge should have access to that list. Huh? These lists, they're different from each other.
What?
It would appear, Mr. Edgeworth, that the evidence list you were handed 2 years ago was incomplete. These two lists fit together to form one. You can see the marks here where they were torn apart from each other.
So you see, Mr. Edgeworth, it's quite obvious what happened. 2 years ago, only half of the evidence in that case ever reached you.
What?
What? Oh, he mad.
Order, order. But, Miss Skye, why did you draw your picture on the back of such an important list?
Because that's what Detective Goodman handed me in the questioning room, Your Honor.
Nope. Wait a minute. If this list was torn in half, then that means... Your Honor. Are you alright, Mr. Wright? Your eyes are bulging from your head. If the evidence list was torn in half, then there might be more of the drawing on the back of Mr. Edgeworth's list. Oh? Oh, yes, that's quite conceivable. Mr. Edgeworth? It's possible. Let's see.
Did you miss it this entire time, Edgeworth? He's shocked. Is something wrong? Do you even have to ask? Oh. Sorry, Your Honor. There is indeed something drawn on the back of my list. It's that thing. He hates the badger so much. That's the thing. That thing that was dancing in the evidence room. Clearly, this act of vandalism is the work of a certain chief of detectives. I guess he was out of scrap paper. Okay. Evidence list restored and updated in the court record. It even played the theme song, I just noticed. Very well. Witness, will you please testify about this picture you drew 2 years ago? Huh? Oh, yes, sir, Your Honor. What's wrong with Emma? She seemed to be thinking about something when she was looking at the picture. See what she's got to say. This is the picture I drew 2 years ago. The flash of lightning was so bright, all I could see were shadows. After that, I must have fainted. This picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant. To think a flash of lightning could burn such an image in your mind. Thanks to that, though, she was able to show us exactly what she saw. Well, I don't see any contradictions here. This clearly shows Joe Dark about to murder Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Oh, or does it? The defense may now begin its cross-examination. Edgeworth's also thinking about something. I saw that. Picture you drew 2 years ago. Let me press her quick so then I can go to the court record without accidentally clicking on something. I want to see what the full picture on the back looks like. So now we're only able to see that part. Kind of curious, though. Yeah, we can only see the back. It won't let us turn it over to look at the front of the list. But I'm trying to tell from looking at it if maybe because when I look at the hat, it kind of reminds me of the pot over here. I could be wrong because it very much does also look like the blue badger thing. But that's just what it reminds me of, you know? Like, you got the 3 little things on here. You get, like, I don't know if I'm just being crazy or not, but you guys can see what I'm talking about, right? Like I said, I could be completely wrong. Yeah, I don't think we have anything else to compare that to, though. Did you draw this picture right after the incident? I think I drew it 2 or 3 days later. At first, I was in such a state of shock that I couldn't do anything. During that time, the investigation team was reorganized. Detective Goodman was placed in charge, under the direct direction of Damon Gant and Lana Skye. 2 or 3 days later, the memory should still have been fresh in her mind. Excuse me, witness. But can you please tell us why this picture is painted all black? The flash of lightning was so bright, all I could see were shadows. So at the time, you didn't even know it was Mr. Marshall who had come to your rescue. No, I couldn't see him clearly. The lightning was so bright, and I was knocked to the floor. You were knocked to the floor? Dark had a tight grip on me, but when Mr. Marshall jumped on him, I was knocked away. I turned around, and that's when the lightning flashed. Poor Emma. I'm just glad she wasn't hurt. What happened after the lightning flashed? Must have fainted. You mean you didn't see the actual murder take place?
No, I'm sorry. The flash of lightning only drove off the darkness for a split second. Not only that, but the trauma of the situation understandably caused the witness to faint. Do you really need to torture this girl any further? What? Hey, I'm not the bad guy here. Your turn, Phoenix. Anyway, this picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant. Let's press her a little bit more. Sorry for asking so many times, but are you sure you drew exactly what you saw? Of course, this is the exact scene. It wasn't influenced in any way from your talks with the detectives? Are you insinuating we somehow manipulated her memory, Mr. Wright? No, of course not. It's not like police don't do that on a regular basis anyway. Yeah, never talk to police without a lawyer. Even if you're innocent, don't listen to them. Lawyer every time. Because that is what they will do. They will grill you and they will try to trick you into thinking that asking for a lawyer will make you seem more guilty. Do not listen. They do not care if you are innocent. The police are not your friends when you are being interrogated or held. They'll even try to lie and say that you're not being... You're just, this is just a formality. We don't think you really did it. Police are never your friends. All cops are bastards. Remember this always, kids. I better watch out or he might find some way to cut my salary. I drew this picture before I heard anything from the detectives, so I don't think anyone's story would have influenced me. Mr. Wright, is there something that's bothering you about this picture? Huh? Oh, well... That's strange. She claims this is exactly the scene that was imprinted in her mind, and yet there's clearly a contradiction here. So... Shows exactly what she saw in that instant. So I'm wondering, because the two details that stand out to me the most are that, one, we can't tell that this is a knife. Two, there's this thing here, which it would have been weird if she was only given half a paper. She probably was given the full thing, so that was probably involved somehow. And also, I'm just kind of noticing this, but is it just me or do these kind of look like heels in this picture? I might be wrong though, but we have to present something. And right now, this is the only thing we've got, so I'm gonna give it a try. Might be wrong though. Objection! Nope. Nope, I got that wrong. Yep. Yep. Shows exactly what I saw in that instant. So she fainted, flash of lightning. So that is the picture. I don't think there's anything we could present against those. The only thing I could think of, like I said, are the fact that the feet look a little bit off. We can't tell what this is. So I'm gonna drop a quick save before I mess up again, just to be safe. There. Okay, so... Oh, sorry, wrong one. Let's see exactly what she saw. So that's gotta be the spot where we're meant to present something, I believe. Strange. Claims it's exactly the scene that was imprinted in her mind, and yet it's clearly a contradiction here. So I'm trying to think about what else it could be. Because I'm wondering if either it's something in this, but I don't think it would be. Broken tip was found in the
victim's body? Maybe the knife? Because it doesn't look like a knife in the picture. I'm just gonna start taking shots in the dark. Nope. Not that one. Alright, let's try again. What could it be? Because that one didn't work. Let's see, that's the handprint. The other things I could think of would be the pot or the cloth. Because a lot of this is more related to the current case for all of that stuff. I guess let's try the pot. Nope. Dang it. What am I missing? Nope. I'm just gonna go back and load it at this point. I know I'm save scumming, but I don't care. I want to be able to finish this case. Alright. So let's try it again. So it wasn't any of that. Let's see. Hold up. Actually, wait a minute. This could be it. Because it says he was stabbed in the back. I totally missed this. See, I tell y'all all the time, I'm a little bit stupid. Just a little bit. Seth died from blood loss in under 10 minutes. Weapon found and wound was missing the tip. Yeah. Single stab wound piercing the heart and lung. But it says he was stabbed in the back. Okay, it's gotta be that, right? Yes, music ended, I got it. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this picture the witness drew contains a blatant contradiction. What? But I still remember it just like it was yesterday. Mr. Wright, perhaps it would be faster if you simply pointed out this contradiction for us. What part of this picture contradicts the autopsy report? The fact that we can see his front? Nope. That's because the drawing stinks. No! Mr. Wright, how could you? You have to make an innocent girl cry should warrant the death penalty. Guess he means I shouldn't shift the blame to others. Okay, I've got it right. But I'm trying to figure out how exactly to show it, you know? Because it says he was stabbed in the back, not the not the front. No, not that. Dang it. Come on. Is it maybe his hand? Oh, wait. Contradiction of course lies here. Take a look at the knife the man is holding. If you look closely, you can see its tip is broken. Oh. Even I don't have to look closely to see that, Mr. Wright. But, Mr. Wright, look at the evidence. See the murder weapon? The tip is broken too. If I recall, the tip of the knife was found broken off in the victim's body. It was the conclusive piece of evidence that proved Joe Dark was the murderer. But then how could he stab him with it? I'm afraid it's not so simple, Emma. And where, pray tell, could you possibly see a problem? It's obvious, really. The victim suffered a single stab wound to the back. If the victim was only stabbed once, then the murder weapon should not be broken. Should not yet be broken. Oh, what's the meaning of this? Perhaps the knife was broken beforehand. Sorry, but I'm afraid that's not possible. The tip of the knife was found inside the victim's body. If it was broken beforehand, it couldn't possibly wind up there. That's right, but what does this mean? The tip of the knife was undeniably discovered within the victim's body. The only possible explanation is the witness's memory is mistaken. That's why I asked her so many times if she was sure she remembered correctly. I believe you were annoyed at the time, but she was sure she would remember correctly. But there's no other way to explain this inconsistency. Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. They're just throwing these objections left and right at this point. There is another explanation. Have you forgotten already? About a little something called falsified evidence. You're treading on thin ice, Wright. All I'm saying is that this broken knife tip might be the piece of evidence that was forged. You can't deny the possibility. No. Ugh. Order, order, order. Are you saying the investigation really was corrupted? Your Honor, please allow me to once again go over the events that took place the day of the murder. The police department and the prosecutor's office were holding a ceremony that day. After receiving the King of Prosecutors Award at the ceremony, Neil Marshall questioned Joe Dark along with Damon Gant. During his questioning, Joe Dark fled the room. Prosecutor Marshall chased after him and was killed by Dark. It is my belief that somewhere in this story, there is a lie. I'm not lying. The man really was holding up a broken knife. Well, that's a pretty big deal if the knife was already broken. If that's true, then there's no other way around it. This could not have been the actual murder weapon. Yep, there must have been another broken knife. What are the chances of there being two broken knives? Another broken knife besides Joe Dark's. Could there have been one? There is another one. If the witness is this adamant about the accuracy of what she saw, it can't just be explained away by a simple observational error. Mr. Wright. In that instant, Emma really did see a broken knife. I assume, then, that you have some information about this other broken knife. If so, please feel free to enlighten us. The murder weapon was already broken prior to the murder. There's only one way. Take a look at this. Here's the real murder weapon. I'm pretty sure it's either this spear or it's what was, or it was from that trophy. It's one of those two. I'm not sure which one's gonna be the right one. The answer lies in the past. 2 years in the past. Right here inside this picture. Oh, thank goodness. This is a picture of the awards. Oh, this is a picture of the awards ceremony. What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? It's the broken murder weapon. Notice the award Prosecutor Marshall is holding. Yep. That's a broken knife. As we earlier concluded, the knife in the drawing was not Joe Dark's knife. That being the case, the knife the witness saw was in all likelihood from this award. Order, order, order. Neil Marshall was awarded King of Prosecutors that day. As an award, he was given this broken shield and knife. When he chased after Joe Dark, he pulled out this knife. Being a prosecutor, he did not carry a pistol. This broken knife was the only weapon he had in this dangerous situation.
But that can't be.
Oh, and why not, Mr. Edgeworth?
Because if the King of Prosecutors Award knife was the murder weapon, then the murderer and the victim would be reversed.
What do you mean?
I mean, this man raising a knife would have been Prosecutor Neil Marshall.
Oh. Oh, yep, now we're getting it. Now we're getting it.
But the prosecutor was the one who actually died.
That's true. What's going on here?
It seems Mr. Wright has been a bit too eager to jump to conclusions.
Hold it. Oh, Emma.
Wait, I remember now. I remember everything.
Witness?
Mr. Edgeworth.
What is it?
Could you show me your evidence list again, please?
His list? The one with that picture scribbled on the back?
Yep, I think I'm right.
I knew it. This picture. I'm the one who drew it.
What? Yay, Gumshoe's paycheck is saved. You drew that.
That's right. The list wasn't torn in half at the time I drew this picture. All this time I've been trying so hard to forget. I must have locked this part away deep inside me.
Perhaps it would be best if we added this to the witness's testimony. Would you please tell us what you've recalled, Miss Skye?
Yes, Your Honor.
First the knife mix-up and now the blue badger. This should be interesting. Alright, let's see what she's got to say.
When I saw that man raise his knife, I panicked and rushed towards both of them. I think I knocked away the man with the knife. Just then there was another flash of lightning, and that's when I saw the blue badger. He wasn't in the room, but I saw his shadow.
Yep, we know what that shadow was.
This is certainly most unusual. Try impossible. The chief of detectives hadn't even designed him until this year.
That would mean he didn't even exist 2 years ago.
Yes, well, the defense may now begin its cross-examination.
Stop, please. Don't pursue this any further.
Oh, she's looking freaked out.
Lana, what's the meaning of this? Please remain seated in the defendant's chair.
But you can't do this. I've already confessed to the crime. Why can't you just leave it at that?
Chief Prosecutor Skye. We've already come this far. It's too late to turn back. Silence. The defense will now begin its cross-examination. Bailiff, please detain the defendant. Seems we're finally getting to the core of the matter.
Yep. Alright, I'm gonna drop another save real quick. Because I don't want to go through all of that again if I lose. There we go. Alright. Alright, raise his knife. When you say that man, I assume you refer to Joe Dark?
Yes, at least I think it was him.
You think?
All I could really see were shadows.
The power outage that immediately preceded the incident is also documented in the prosecutor's office reports. So then you...
I panicked and rushed toward both of them, okay?
Why would you do something so dangerous?
What else could I have done? He was about to stab Mr. Marshall.
She seems convinced that Dark was the one holding the knife.
But as we've just theorized, Mr. Marshall was the one holding the knife.
Well, I didn't know that at the time. When that Dark guy knocked me down, all I could think was, I've got to help that other person.
Oh no. Knocked away the man with the knife. How?
What do you mean you think? It all happened so fast, and I was in shock. I don't remember everything clearly. What I did, it's all kind of a blur.
Miss Sky was almost killed before she was witness to a murder about to take place. With so much happening in a matter of seconds, a little disorientation is only natural.
I saw the man about to stab the other person, who I thought was Mr. Marshall. I knew I had to stop the man with the knife.
What you did was very brave, young girl. So then what happened next?
There was another flash of lightning, and that's when I saw the blue badger. Are you sure about this?
Of course, see? I even drew a picture of him here.
But it was the chief of detectives who thought up this hideous beast. And that was just this year. The blue badger didn't exist 2 years ago. This is all quite verifiable.
I know it sounds strange. I was surprised too when I saw him at the police department. I had this nagging feeling that I'd seen him before somewhere. Now I finally remember.
Oh, brother, just when you thought that the thing had caused enough commotion.
Tell us, where in the room did you see him dancing?
He wasn't in the room, but I'm sure I saw his shadow.
His shadow? So you mean you didn't actually see his face with its winning smile and all?
That's right, but I still remember it. He had 3 creepy horns.
This is pointless. That thing couldn't have possibly existed 2 years ago. The witness must be mistaken.
That may well be. But what's important is what caused her to think she saw what she did.
Oh? And I suppose you have an explanation? If so, then by all means, please tell us what this shadow really was. What was it Emma saw when that lightning flashed? Who is this blue badger really?
I just might know. The blue badger hadn't even been dreamt up when Emma drew this picture. Yet she's certain she saw its shadow. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the defense's belief that on that fateful day 2 years ago, there indeed was something that looked similar to the blue badger. Drop another save real quick, because I only have 2 strikes left. There we go. And I don't want to sit through all the dialogue again. Something that is now sitting in this very room.
Mr. Wright!
In this room? Very well, Mr. Wright. What is it that the witness saw in that instant? Please show us this mysterious blue badger look-alike.
That would be this vase. The mysterious blue badger was in fact this.
But that's... what exactly is that?
I believe it's some sort of jar.
But Mr. Wright, that doesn't look anything like the blue badger.
Indeed it doesn't. As it stands now, it's just a plain jar. However, what if we were to change our viewpoint?
Our viewpoint?
I've got to show them the correct angle to look at this from. Let's see. Let's see, I gotta rotate it. No. Oh, wait, other way. Pretty sure. Like that, I think it works. Because it's the 3 horns that you can see, so that would make the most sense. Oh. These controls are so finicky. Come on, down just a little bit. Like that, maybe? Would that work? This isn't right. I've got to make it look more like the badger.
Allow me to remind the defense its case hinges on the witness's drawing. Mr. Wright can't match the shape the witness drew. We cannot accept his claim.
I've got to find just the right angle. Maybe I should rotate it vertically a bit more, or horizontally.
Come on, Mr. Wright, you can do it.
Gotta show them the correct angle to look at this, so that I can end this horrible music. So I know it's this. Oh, no, I didn't mean to hit that. Ack. Nope. Gotta keep my finger away from the E key. I was trying to... Let's see. I need to stop trying to do that. Because it's definitely like that. Maybe like that. Because I think like this, it could work. But... because that's about the best way I could think of it at that point. Or maybe like this. Also, what is with these rotation keys? H, N, B, M? Like that? No. I'm trying, okay? I'm not an art major. Leave me well, I mean, I guess Phoenix is, but I'm not Edgeworth, so leave me alone. No. Oh, dang it. I hit the key again. Come on. I'm trying, okay? Give me a break. Because... yeah, upright it doesn't look like it, so it's definitely gotta be when it's upside down at some point. Only other thing I could think of is maybe like that. Because I feel like it's gotta be some point like this. Because otherwise, maybe like that a little bit. Because then it's got to be able to see that part on the top. And rotate it. Nope, not like that. And like that. That's really about the best way I could get it, I think. No, dang it! I just want to be done with this part. I know I've got it right. Just let me present it. Can't we just say that I'm close enough and call it a day? Because... okay, maybe I've got the angling wrong? Because... maybe... because, let's see, if we're talking angle-wise, we got the two parts that go down. That? No, because then it's only got the two parts. Leave me alone, Edgeworth. I'm trying, okay. So I'm trying to think about, like, what's the best angle for this. Because the horns point upwards. That part is true. But then what would... because, like, this would be the best way I could think about it. But then it's missing the third horn on it. That's why I thought it had to be like that. But... and I don't think it works like this. Also, like I said, what is with these rotation controls? H, N, B, and M? That is so awkward. Because, like, I can see this little piece here on the back maybe being, like... maybe like that? Dang it. Maybe be like that, but then rotate it over. And then just up a little bit. Oh, but then it's gotta have the one at the top, so then it's gotta be like that, right? Like that, maybe? No! I might have to cut this part if I keep messing up this many times. I'm trying, Emma. I swear I'm trying. This isn't even a meme. This is just me being bad at this. Like, maybe like this? Because you can't. Because I don't think it's going to count looking at it head on. And like I said, the curve, I guess those technically work for the curve a little bit. But then it's like if I have them go the other way, then it feels like they're in the wrong position. Why does this part have to be so difficult? Oops, wrong way. Maybe just enough that you can see that. Maybe just enough that you can see the curve on the end. Like that, maybe? I don't know. Nope. Okay, I'm gonna have to cut for a sec while I try and figure this out because I just can't with this stupid picture thing. Just release me already, you demon badger. I'm tired of your music. So I'll be right back, guys. Oh, finally! I am gonna be hearing this stupid theme song in my nightmares tonight. Oh my gosh. You all have no idea how long I spent trying to figure this one out. Like, I kept just adjusting it by every possible little area. Because like, I have the right shape. I know I do. It was just like this stupid little bottom curve here. It had to be perfect or it wouldn't let me. Oh, I'm gonna kill something later. That's the only solution for this. Well, is this a miracle or what? No one could possibly deny this jar's resemblance to the blue badger. No, it can't be. Order! Order! The defense has proven its claim. The mysterious blue badger witnessed on the day of the crime was actually this. Although we all enjoyed Mr. Wright's dramatic performance, one question remains. What's your point? What do you mean? So that badger thing was actually just a jar. That doesn't change anything. I'm afraid that's where you're wrong, Mr. Edgeworth. You see, this changes everything. Indeed. Very well then. Please tell us. What's different now that we know the witness saw this jar? The location is the same, but I think it's gonna change either the murder weapon or the murderer. Allow me to take these in turn. At the moment of the murder, the witness saw this jar. At a very specific angle, I might add, Mr. Wright. Yes, well, knowing this, where could she have seen this jar? Where? The location of the jar is shown in a picture taken on the day of the crime. It's on a shelf in the office of Damon Gant. But the body was found lying near Lana Sky's desk. The witness testified so herself. Yes, and it is these two facts that reveal what actually transpired. You see, the struggle between Dark and Marshall did not take place in Lana Sky's office. It happened on the other side of the room in Chief Gant's office.
Are you implying the murderer moved the victim's body from Damon Gant's office to Lana Sky's office?
Yes.
Why would he do that? There's no reason.
Exactly. Oh. If there wasn't a reason, he wouldn't have gone through the trouble. The only logical conclusion is that there was a reason.
Do you know what that reason was, Mr. Wright?
I finally figured it out. So this is why Lana tried to stop the trial. It's too late to quit now, though. Please recall the witness's testimony. She said she knocked away the man who was holding up the knife. In the next instant, the jar was hit and flew through the air. Now tell me, what could have sent the jar flying?
That would have to have been the impact the man made when he was knocked into the wall.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I may draw your attention to this picture once more. If the man was knocked in the direction of the shelf the jar was sitting on, what would he have hit? Oh, the spear.
The suit of armor, holding a very sharp and dangerous looking sword.
Yes. And since the man who was knocked into the armor was carrying a broken knife, he would have had to have been Neil Marshall wielding the King of Prosecutors trophy.
No, Mr. Wright, you can't be thinking.
Yes, there was another possibility of what actually transpired in that room.
Another possibility?
Of course, the perpetrator would have had no idea, but nevertheless. I don't know if I can go through with this.
Mr. Wright, what's the matter?
If events took place as the defense theorizes, then the outcome is obvious. In that moment, assuming the man Emma Skye knocked away was actually Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Oh, she accidentally killed him. Poor Emma, this is gonna haunt her so badly. More than this case already has.
You mean Mr. Marshall died because of me? No!
Oh, she passed out, didn't she? Yep.
I never imagined her testimony would lead to this. So it was the witness who took the victim's life, and then proved so with her own testimony. This is unprecedented.
Oh. What? What are you saying? I'm sorry, Miss Skye, but given the circumstances,
Joe Dark murdered Prosecutor Marshall.
How can you think it was Emma? How dare you try to pin the crime on her?
Imagine that coming from you.
Oh?
If you recall, it was you who admitted to forging evidence 2 years ago. The reason you moved Prosecutor Marshall's body was to keep anyone else from finding out about what Emma did, wasn't it?
I assure you, Mr. Edgeworth, I have no idea what you're talking about. If you hope to have anyone believe your insane allegations, I'm afraid you're going to have proof. Tell me. Do you have any conclusive evidence that proves my sister killed Neil Marshall? Evidence? I'm willing to bet you don't.
Yes, it certainly would be difficult to prove this with evidence.
If we don't have evidence, then we'll have to rely on testimony.
I'm afraid that won't work in this case. Both parties involved in the incident are dead.
Oh. You certainly can't get dead people to testify. This has all been a wild goose chase from the beginning.
Touché, Miss Skye. Of course, that only leaves us with one possibility.
Oh, you mean there's still another possibility?
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
I mean the possibility that the victim has left us a message.
For better or for worse, Mr. Marshall did not die instantly. He may have left behind the name of the person who took his life, in one manner or another. That's impossible. Well, Mr. Wright, this is the only possibility left to you. A message from the deceased. Does such a message exist? Oh, drop a save real quick. There we go. I've got to think back to the court record. The real murderer's name that the victim may have left behind. Can I check it real quick? Let's see. There was this that had her handprint on it. There's her fingerprints. Let's see. Can't turn that over at all. I found was missing the tip. Oh, wait. Could it maybe be on this? In the blood? Dark red stains, blood trace from the only primary wound keep. Let's see. It could maybe be that. It's in the evidence. This message from the deceased is already in our possession. Mr. Wright, will you stop at nothing to prove my sister a murderer? Do not be mistaken, Miss Skye. Our purpose is not to accuse Emma of any crime. There is only one thing we seek. The truth. No matter how painful it may be. Now then, Mr. Wright. Please show us the piece of evidence that conveys a message from the deceased. Because, yeah, that's really about all I think it could be at that point. Let me check this real quick. No, nothing on the glove. Nothing on the knife. Those are our main evidence pieces from the SL9 incident. So then... Is there anything on here? Nah, I think that would have been scrubbed by now. So then, yeah, I would have to think it's the blood marks, right? Though I can't read what it's supposed to say. This is the message left by the deceased. This is that blue badger from before, right? Oh, is he going to just speak the killer's name? If that thing could, I'm sure it would. Looks like everyone's forgotten this is just a jar. A message was left here, on the surface of this jar. What do you mean? If you look closely, you can see a faint trail of blood on this jar. It looks like someone wiped the blood away. Yes, but notice, for some reason, the blood on some of the fragments was not wiped away. Yes, there's a line here, drawn in blood. So what you're saying is these dots were once lines. Prosecutor Marshall did not die instantly. He used the few precious moments left in him to leave behind a message. One that someone apparently wiped away, but blood must have seeped into the jar where the lines changed directions. Precisely so. All we need to do is connect these points, and the victim's message will become apparent. No. Mr. Wright, what kind of message did the victim leave for us? Your Honor, I believe these bloodstains will reveal to us the answer. Gotta connect these dots to make the letters. Okay, another save. 'Cause I don't want to go through all that again. I don't want to do that blue badger thing ever again. So like one thing the victim could have written, given the circumstances. His murderer's name. Let's see. Oh, okay. E. Oh, this is funky. E. Okay.
Oops. Undo. Emma. It's a defense attorney's duty to prove their client's innocence. That's why all I've been thinking about is saving Lana. After all my efforts, I never thought it would turn out like this. Emma. So this is the final message Prosecutor Marshall left behind. Yep. Can't deny it anymore, Lana. Of all people, she may not have meant it, but in the end, the one who took the victim's life was Emma Skye. Dun dun! Seaworthy? Can't say I didn't warn you. Oh, this smug son of a bitch. Chief Gant. Do you understand the implications of what you've done? What? What are you talking about? 2 years ago, Joe Dark was sentenced to death. He was convicted because of his final murder. I believe you were the prosecutor in the case, were you not? Ah. Yes, Worthy. Because of you, an innocent man was sentenced to death. Not only that, but you used forged evidence to ensure his conviction. Ah! But Joe Dark really was a serial murderer. That's undeniable. I'm afraid that's not important. Didn't you know? We aren't defenders of justice. No, the police definitely are not. What? We're merely keepers of the law. Sentencing a man to death is no light matter. Even if there wasn't any cover-up or evidence forgery, ultimately the responsibility falls on the prosecutor in charge. Oof. Despite what anyone may say, this fact cannot be denied. What's going on at the prosecutor's office? They might have sent an innocent man to his death. How can he just stand there like it wasn't his fault? Order! 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 That went to hell quickly. The gavel's pounding fell on deaf ears. Unable to settle the crowd, the judge declared a recess. Where this trial is headed, no one knows. Okay, so this is not the last episode. It's probably gonna be next week then. Well, this is getting juicy. Now we gotta take down the smug asshole in the orange suit. But until then, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Aw, game over already? Don't worry, there's always more fun to be had later. If you enjoyed your stay, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you for visiting Arya's Arcade. Bye-bye!